It seems like from the outside, the Space Force was working very hard to think outside the box. Like, we have an opportunity to engineer something from the ground up. Let's really think, open ourselves up to not being constrained to just the way we've done it before, regardless of the background. That's admirable, but it's also challenging because when you really open it up, now anything's almost possible. How did you sort of keep that together?
I think anything's possible if you open it up, but also if you open it up too far, you run into bureaucracy. And so I laid out to the team early on, I said, hey, I think we have two risks. I think the first risk is that we don't think bold enough. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Right.
We don't want to just nibble on the edges. We want to go big. And, I told everybody, you all have been in those seats before where you say, or in jobs before you say, man, if I was ever king or queen for the day, boy, I would do this.
Right.
Now is your chance. Now is the time. The challenge is when you do that and you are bold, the bureaucracy might squash it and say, no, that's not the way we do business. And I think, people ask me, it had to be really challenging to stand up a new service. It was probably harder because we were doing it inside of the big bureaucracy of the Department of Defense. If we were just kind of off on our side doing it, it'd be pretty easy. We'll figure this out and
Right.
give us a couple months. We'll be back to you. It takes working through a bureaucracy takes a little bit more energy and purpose and drive, if you will. And you got to realize that all your ideas might not be accepted, but some of them will. And I think if you look at some of the things the Space Force has done, for example, the new way we're doing total force integration. That was an idea that started kind of day one when the law was passed, and they told us to figure out a new way to integrate the total forces, where our service only has 8,000 active duty people at the time.
Right.
And so we came up with an idea. It took several years to get buy-in from that through Congress. We had to write like a 186-page legislative proposal for it, but it happened. And it's a big change, and it's going to deliver huge advantage to that service. So we did some things that are tactical that were really easy to do on our own, and we did some things that were really huge game changers that inside of the department they needed to make sure worked.